I bet you didn't think we were going to do one today, and yet here we are with a Pour at 4 on this holiday. Happy Memorial Day. Thank you to all our veterans out there. Today we are assuming most of you are where we want to be, which is, you know, at a barbecue or spending time with loved ones and doing stuff. And I get to spend time with him.
Hi.
I'm going to go on this side.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm trying to play to this angle. I think that maybe I shouldn't just be backlit and, yeah.
I don't know. Not everyone looks great in backlighting.
Did you find a lighting that looks great for me?
This is what we have.
All right, we'll take it. Happy Memorial Day, everyone. So today we're kind of putting some plans together. I know Tara talked about it's a day to get together. And again, just a day for remembrance. I want to take that. I looked up some neat Memorial Day facts. When was it? It started in like 1868. And it was because people getting together to remember individuals from the Civil War. And the thing is, it became more and more important. In fact, 100 years later is when Congress put into action, what was it called? I saved the names. I do these history. The Uniform Monday Act, and making sure that it would always fall. It used to just be on May 30th. So they made sure it always fall on the last Monday of the month, so we could always have a 3-day weekend. And one of those weekends to remember people. For me, I want to remember my grandpa. But part of remembering that is spending time with really great people. And when you have really great people, they usually want to have something really great to drink. So part of this...
And you also don't want to spend all the time
Yeah.
in the kitchen or at the bar making it.
Exactly. Right? You know, we've had our fair share. We used to try and bartend our own Christmas parties. And though the cocktails were amazing, that was a mess. It's especially a mess when you have 5 bartenders all trying to work at the same time because they all know how to make exactly the drink that they want. Mm-hmm. So we're going to get right to it. And I got a few pitcher cocktails that we're going to do. And despite what everyone has demanded down here this morning...
the rest of the staff. I'm in complete agreement with you, Keith. We do not need full pitchers.
We don't need 3 full pitchers, so I've toned it down.
Maybe they should learn to make their own pitchers.
Yeah, maybe they could make their own pitchers by watching Pour at 4, Sebastian.
I am watching live.
Yeah, okay, well, Bradley says she's watching live, so she's sucking up, so I'll make her a full pitcher.
And yet Facebook says she's not. So.
Fair. Like live. We can only tell what's happening on Facebook.
Yeah,
reality doesn't exist anymore. No. So here's the good news. I've taken the recipes and I've not only pared them down for little 6-ounce cocktails, but when Tara puts these up, she'll be able to give you both. Mm-hmm. Whether you want to make just a little 6-ounce drink, or whether you want to make. In some cases, I've got one that's designed for 65 ounces. So
amazing.
Depending on the party you want. Obviously, with the magic of Excel, anything is scalable to whatever you want.
Yes.
But in this case, I'm going to start with something that's got a little oomph. And I didn't realize just how much until I scaled this down. So there's a second reason we should make this as a 6-ounce cocktail. Now, here's the great thing about it. We are going to be doing a bunch of ingredients. Portions are really going to matter. It's going to be trickier because they'll get larger and larger. But there is no cocktail shaker. There is no complex ingredients. It's measuring, pouring, and pouring over ice. So the techniques we're going to do are pretty simple. We're going to mix things together. I'm just going to stir it. And then we're going to top with whatever our carbonated portion is going to be. So a lot of these are calling for sparkling wine. That just kind of happened, so I went with it. And the first one we're going to do is an Aperol punch. Now, Aperol is a really nice, like, a kind of botanical, sweet orange liqueur. And it goes great with gin. And along with that, we're going to start really refreshing this one up with lime juice, lemon juice, grapefruit juice, orange bitters, and, of course, the sparkling wine that I talked about.
Yay.
So let's go ahead and get started. This is going to get saved for the end. Anything with carbonation, we're saving for the very end, guys. So I'm going to begin with our 2.5 ounces American gin. And I really do think our gin is perfect for this cocktail because it is like a really citrusy gin.
Yeah, I agree. It does well with lemons.
It really, really does. So there's our 2 ounces and our 1/2 ounce. Then we're going to do 2 ounces. I'll set the ingredients over here. Of Aperol. I'm going to do a 1/4 ounce of lemon juice, which is certainly not that one. There we are. Just going to fill the halfway full, and 1/2 of a half is a 1/4. So, lemon juice in. Lime juice in. And then we're going to do 1/2 ounce of grapefruit juice. There we are. I promise you it's way easier to make these when you're dumping whole bottles into the side.
Oh yeah, for sure.
When I did that, you did some pretty big cocktails for Memorial Day down here, didn't you, Tara?
Yes, we did. We did the large batch gallons of the Dreamsicle.
Dreamsicle, which is delicious.
Yes, which one day we might teach you. We did. Of course, we had the chips in it, right? Which
Oh
is
yeah, that can be a really big
and,
batch.
Yeah.
I'm doing a couple dashes of orange bitters. And then this is what I mean, guys, about you're using a lot of ingredients, you're making something complex, and this is undoubtedly kind of a lot of work for what's going to be a 6-ounce cocktail. But when you scale it to like 1.5 gallons that you're having at a party, works out much better. And again, you can make this all up in a pitcher, and as long, I'll get back in the frame here in a minute.
Fine, I can move that.
And you can make all this up ahead of time, right? It might settle a little bit. So what's nice is make it ahead of time, and the only ingredient, as long as you don't add it at the same time, is your carbonated one, which is going to be this sparkling wine.
Yeah, we would suggest you make what he's pouring in there right now in like a big pitcher, you know, a Sunty pitcher, whatever you have, and then they can pour, you know, most of the drink themselves, and then you just have the sparkling to top with as they need to drink.
There we go. And then that's exactly what we're going to do is we're going to be doing a top.
We have some people pulling all the doors.
There we are. And boom. So that is an Aperol punch.
I'll be the judge of that, Keith.
Well, I mean, it says it's an Aperol punch. It feels punchy.
That's pretty good. I like that. That is very, that's definitely, I would call that like a starter off punch. Like it's definitely an aperitif punch, right?
It is. It's a little bit, but I'm a fan of Negronis, and this is tasting very light
like
Negroni, even though it's not super light, so be careful with it.
Yeah, you know, that's definitely one where it's like before the food or like, you know, the quote-unquote cocktail hour part of it. It's a good welcoming drink.
It is. It is. Oh, I could see that as a really nice after-dinner one, too. That Aperol is just so much sweeter.
Yeah.
But that is
what
where...
what your barbecue food is, I think.
That's true. Oh, now we have to have like a meat and cocktail pairing. How great would that be? Let's see, what I bet with like pork steaks.
That's like...
I bet that would be a pork steak
the
thing.
traditional St. Louis barbecue, that'd be great.
Oh, 100%.
Some of the other ones, maybe not.
We'll never know until we try.
We must just
like we
have
should do with the
barbecues.
pitchers. Just
Yes.
barbecues all the time.
All right. What's our next pitcher cocktail?
So the next one is going to be very, very easy.
Away for the staff. You can't drink all of it.
Yeah, you're gonna watch it come back into frame, and there's gonna be like that much of it left. All right. So the next one is we went from a lot of ingredients to very, very few. This is a pomegranate gin fizz, and it basically just lists all the ingredients. You got the pomegranate juice, you got the gin, we're going to have the fizz, which is going to be, again, that sparkling wine. Now, super, super easy, way easier even than the last one. And I chose to go with the Navy strength for this one.
With the pomegranate juice,
With
I think
the
that's excellent.
it's going to be a really big flavor, right?
Yeah.
So we're wanting to kind of cut that little. 1 minute. There we go. So, in this case, we're going to be doing 1 ounce of Navy strength gin. We're going to be doing 1.5 ounces of pomegranate juice. There we go. Give that a little stir. And again, just serve up like you could have just a bottle of these mixed together. And then that thing of champagne sitting next to it. I'll take. And you're going to get about halfway. And then, I wonder if for fun, I don't want to get that fancy.
Are you guys trying to float it?
Yeah, and then I realized this isn't about being fancy.
No, this is about large batch. We want to go hang out and talk and not make cocktails.
But sometimes I'm bougie.
Sometimes you're bougie?
Most of the time I'm bougie.
And that's coming from a very bougie person.
Oh, I mean, that does look really pretty.
It does. It looks delightful.
And again, trying to keep the recipe nice and simple on this one. This one, I'm getting the vibe might be a better, like, well, I think this could be good in the winter holidays as well.
I was going to say, maybe like pool party even?
Oh, yeah. I can pool party.
You'll pool
Bonfire
party
deck,
that?
all that.
All right.
That's nice.
Oh, yeah.
And again,
Yeah.
yeah, you don't even have to do that much to make something that nice.
You know what you could do with it? You could put some other citrus fruits in the pitcher. Kind of sangria it a little bit.
And that's the one, a lot of these, like slicing up different fruits and mixing it together is a big part of it. You know, some orange sliced up and in that, I was going to call it Negroni again, the Aperol Punch would be lovely. Now, the last one, I decided I love her stuff, but summer to me does kind of scream tequila. And I would be amiss if I didn't add
Much like a cicada,
tequila.
Keith screams tequila a lot, actually.
Especially when I'm trying to make it. Is that when I go to it?
I heard you scream tequila on more than 7 dozen occasions.
I mean, it just fits better when it's said loudly and aggressively.
You're not wrong.
In a Denny's at 2 in the morning. No.
May or may not have actually happened.
All
Oh,
right,
that's a Carter sighting.
So, speaking of, all right, and then we're going to be doing raspberry.
I think my favorite thing is the amount of times we use Contro and Chambord. If you learn nothing from us in 4 at 4, those are 2 staples you have to have at your bar that makes everything
Actually,
better.
there's a third staple we can't get our hands on easily enough, and that's cherry hearing.
Oh, it'll have its
And
day.
if the minute we find a good source to get that, when Tara and I find like a particular fruit liqueur that does the job really well, you will see it used every single time
Every
a
time.
recipe calls for that particular liqueur.
Yeah, if I had to say like out of the other than the base liquors, Chambord, Contro, cherry herring, and Aperol or Campari, or both. Those are the ones that are always at my bar, no questions asked.
Oh yeah, no, they just live there. Now, this one I love the idea of its complexity because not only are we going to be using that wine.
My mom's watching from Ireland.
It does. And hopefully she's also enjoying some good drinks over there. And I feel like, how could you not? Yeah, otherwise that's just a waste of a trip to Ireland.
Yeah.
All right, so to scale this guy down, and this is going to be another one kind of like that Aperol Punch, where we're going to be combining a lot together in this itty-bitty space. But when you think about it on a larger scale, that's where it's really going to shine. So we're going to be doing a ½ ounce of a white tequila. We're going to be doing ½ ounce of orange liqueur. Of course, control with us. We're going to be doing ½ ounce of a raspberry liqueur. We're going to be doing a ¼ ounce lime juice. And there we are. And this is what we're going to go ahead and stir together right away. Because what's going to be really fun here, get our ice. And then what caught my attention about this recipe is it then calls for not only 2 ounces of sparkling wine, which we're going to drop right on top. It also called for 2 ounces of ginger beer, which I thought was going to be a really nice
Again, we'll upscale
complexity
these for
to
you,
it.
When we post the recipe, so you can make.
Oh yeah, no, this is the one that 65 ounces was the correct recipe that I had to
Sounds right.
backtrack the math on a little bit to make the raspberry tequila sangria. And it smells wonderful. Oh, I love everything going on with that.
Okay, yeah. I'm not a big tequila drinker in general, but I do love everything else that you put into it.
Mm-hmm. Well, you get just enough of the tequila.
I would drink, pardon the French, drink the shit out of that.
I'd drink the shit out of that. And that's one of those ones where they advertise, like, do some frozen raspberries.
Oh, wow,
do
yeah.
some, yeah, and that would be really great. So 65 ounces of this could be pretty dangerous and go
with the right party, it'll go
very,
fast,
very
too.
fast.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we have.
I have to go find the other cocktails from the staff.
Yeah, so give her a minute. Oh no, she's taking a while. Look at her taking a while. Well,
All right.
so we had the Aperol Punch, the pomegranate gin fizz, and the raspberry tequila sangria. And again, just some little cocktails for getting together with your friends and family. Nothing too crazy.
I think 1, 2, 3 for me.
Yeah, I gotta say that.
They're all good.
They're all good. This one is, and I think it's because I don't have a big after dinner. Had I sat down, to me, I want this one after the barbecue. I want that big
When
meal,
everybody left,
bonfire.
is this your cleanup drink?
Yeah, that's my cleanup drink. Everyone's gone. I'm on like my 4th one while scraping the grill down.
So this one I think would go best with food.
Yeah, agreed.
I think this one is best for like the pool or again, just not necessarily with food, snacks.
Yeah.
Meat tray.
Meat tray. Yeah, Tara's very fond of meat trays.
I like a snack tray. And I think this is anytime. I think you can even like, again, the frozen fruit for summer. I think you could do like a rock candy stick or something for Christmas.
You could do a bunch of different fun stuff. And it's hitting all kinds of marks. Mm-hmm. Now, that being said, this is the lowest ABV as well from what I'm looking at. So, this one is, you don't do that on an empty stomach.
No,
I'm going to recommend
that's
I
with
looked
food.
at it. Yeah. Then this one, yeah, man, that's a...
I mean, bonfire night, right? Like fire pit night.
Mm-hmm.
Or even again, you make the bigger one in the pool, and you can just swim over.
Oh yeah, no, just
swim
fill it up. It's just on tap. No, in this one, yeah, that Navy strength gin was the right choice.
Oh, agreed, agreed. And then I think this one could work. And even though it's easier to make it in a large batch, this is a great one if you want to have like one of those welcoming cocktails, right? Where like you pre-make it, and then you can just pour it, and when they get there, you top with
And
the
that's
fizz.
and that's what a lot of these can be. Like, you shouldn't necessarily always have a cocktail in a 5-gallon keg. You know, if you're going to it, put
Mom,
a couple of these
calm down,
on the list.
I will post the recipe. She both commented and texted me. It's fine.
It's just, I know. I think this is kind of a fun thing to help add to your guys' Memorial Day weekend, and especially getting together and doing some cooking. I know we got some rain coming, so I'm not sure I'll be able to grill tonight. But
I'll be grilling in my garage. I have a turkey tenderloin
ooh,
that I did with an orange marinade.
which would make that go fantastic with. Actually, that as an orange marinade could also be pretty.
I also
good.
just went, huh.
Just a little.
Awesome. Well, Keith, lead us on out today. This has been
No.
a very fun.
It
lovely
has
one.
been. It has been very fun. And thank you guys again so much for tuning in every time you do. And as always, please enjoy responsibly and always keep your spirits up.
Hey, thanks, Keith. And thanks to all our veterans out there and all of our active military. We appreciate it.